Good afternoon. Welcome to Jim Munley's World of Weather. Clicked on to long-range weather forecast discussion for October 24th to November 7th. For November 24th to the 28th, we have this trough that moves inland. This will gradually move eastward, pushing a ridge into the east. So you see what we have here when we go to the 28th. This trough is in the west. Another ridge builds into the west later, and a ridge in the east. So a trough that would be in place across the Great Lakes and Northeast will lift out, as I just explained. And southern stream energy will move from the Rockies to the Central Plains and will support a surface low and frontal boundary that will interact with deep moisture, causing numerous showers and storms. And we'll look at that at the surface. So we go to 24th and 28th. Here, you can see it here. Some of the models are missing. You can see here. All right, and then the trough in the west will amplify over the region during the weekend. We'll go back here as the next trough moves in. You can see it here. And this will bring colder temperatures, widespread mountain snows. The trough will cause cyclogenesis in the Central Plains by early next week. So we'll look at the various models here, and you can see we have our low forming here in the Central Plains, and this will bring more heavy rain and thunderstorms to the region. Okay, we're going to look at the pattern for October 29th to November 2nd. October 29th to November 2nd. And what we have here, you see we have our ridge now is covering the west, troughing in the east. This teleconnects with a trough here over Northeast Asia. So for this forecast period, I am calling for above normal temperatures here, and I'm calling for anomalies be at least 4 to 6 degrees above normal, mainly in the orange. And for precipitation, calling for below normal precipitation here. Probability of occurrence 35%. I want to note there is also a tendency, but I haven't put it on here yet, for above normal precipitation for the Mid-Atlantic, Northeast, much needed rainfall. But I got to wait and see if there's more confidence with that. Okay, I'm going to look now at the period for November 3rd to the 7th. And we look here, we still have our ridge trough configuration. We look at the various models. But we have to note that they're in pretty good agreement, but the GFS is a little more flatter here with the flow. All right. So for this forecast period, I am calling for above normal temperatures here with the numbers of at least 6 degrees above normal here, below normal temperatures for this region due to the trough with the numbers of 2 to 4 degrees below normal, and that teleconnects with a trough here over Eastern Asia that begins to lift out. Still there, but it begins to lift out. You see it's weaker. So, and for precipitation, I am calling for below normal precipitation for much of this area here. I might take this out tomorrow. There's a tendency for above normal precipitation again across this area, so I'll have to see how that goes. Now we're going to talk about the tropics. We have now the area of disturbed weather in the Central Caribbean has become better organized and upgraded to tropical storm Melissa, and interest in Haiti, Dominican Republic, Cuba should monitor the progress of Alyssa. And then tune in later on tonight at 7:30 p.m. I'll go into more depth. But this is the current position here as of 2 p.m. It is located at 14.2 north, 72.6 west. Maximum sustained winds are 50 miles an hour. Movement towards the west at 14. It's beginning to slow down because yes, at this time it was moving like 24 miles per hour. But it's beginning to slow down now, and it's going to go over warm waters because these temperatures are running 3 to 4 degrees above normal. So that puts it into the mid to upper 80s. And there's low wind shear, but they're shearing to the north. And I could show you why in a second. Let me go to. We'll look at the models though, what they say. Okay. and they're not, how come they're not? I think there's a problem here. Okay, we'll look at the various models. Now, this is the GFS, and you can see it right here very well. So then it looks, and it hooks up to the north, but it kind of meanders a little bit and then lifts out as this trough. You can see here the lines dig in. Now, I can show it maybe a little bit better if I go to something else. Let me see. Okay, maybe this will show it a little bit. Okay, so here's the trough digging down into the southeast, and it could get picked up by that. Now, we don't have the European, but we have the European AI, and we'll look at that. This also curves it to the north, kind of meanders a little bit, and then lifts out, because as of now, they're expecting the trough to be strong enough to take this out. Now, there is a possibility that this trough could be weaker than the models are saying, and it could steer it more into the Gulf of Mexico and towards Florida. That's a possibility. It's a low probability. This is a greater probability with the trough digging into the east and southeast that'll curve it out to the north and northeast. Now, if we look at the models here, it has it, I think, a Cat. I thought I saw something. It develops it into Cat 2. Yeah, 70 miles an hour wind, Cat 1. 75, 80 miles an hour, so Cat 1. But we can look at the National Hurricane Center display, and we can get the guidance. See, all of it curves it out to the northeast. Now, one member here, or two members, curves it towards Cuba, whatever. But this one that worries me, this model, which is saying the T Clipper, is that the trough is weaker and brings it into the Gulf of Mexico. That's what I was concerned about. That's a low probability, but the greater probability is curving out. You see the cluster. But if you want to look here at this, I got to watch my time. I don't have a lot. Look at how there's a lot of uncertainty. Look at that. The models are diverging a lot as it gets in here. Now we can look at the time of arrival of winds here across this area. So we can have tropical storm force winds here by Thursday, reaching parts of Dominican Republic and Haiti, and then going on to reach Cuba by maybe late Friday night, early Saturday morning. So there's a lot of things, you know, this could still change. Now we can look at the rainfall amounts for this region. We could probably go to the National Hurricane Center site. Let's see. And we can look at the rainfall potential. Look at this. We have lavender, maybe 20 to 30 inches of rain in this area affecting Dominican. This has caused catastrophic flooding, mudslides, flash flooding. So that is something to watch. We have to watch this in the next day. Let's see, anything else I want to go over? We could take a look at the satellite imagery. You can see here is well formed. There's starting to get banding going on here. But as I mentioned before, we can go back to the other models. There'll be some shear here to the north. You can see right here, and with the trough, and that is expected to curve it out and weaken it. So that is it for now. That is the long-range weather forecast discussion for October 24th to November 7th. Don't forget, tune into the Facebook Live show, and I'll go into greater depth to show more of the models. All right, have a good day.